there have been 5 cases of malaria locally transmitted in the United States, and maybe more to come. Let's talk about this. Now, malaria is a parasitic infection. It's a parasite that in fact causes one of the most common infections in the world. About 250 million people every year get malaria. Hundreds of thousands of people die from it. Mostly, 95% of cases occur in Africa. In fact, it's thought that this has been the most deadly infectious disease that human beings have ever faced, and possibly has killed as many as half the humans who ever walked the surface of the earth. Now, the way that malaria works is that it's spread by a vector called a mosquito, a specific type of mosquito called Anopheles. When people travel to a part of the world where there is malaria, one of those mosquitoes might bite them. If the mosquito bites them, in the process of sucking up their blood, a little bit of the mosquito's saliva gets into our bloodstream, and if it contains the parasite, then that parasite takes hold and causes infection in the person. Now, the parasite will continue to grow and proliferate inside the person. If they come back, let's say in this case to the United States, if a mosquito now bites them in the United States, while it sucks up their blood, if it sucks up some of that parasite, then the parasite will infect the mosquito. Mosquito takes about a week for that parasite to grow inside its gut. And now when it goes out, it has a couple of more weeks to live. And if it bites other people, it can now infect those people. So presumably, that's how people got infected locally, in this case, in the United States. Now, the last time this happened was about 20 years ago, and it could be a one-off event, but one of the concerns is that climate change is making this easier and easier to happen. And the reason for that is that as things warm up and as we have more extreme weather events, mosquitoes like Anopheles are favored. They might be able to survive year-round and grow into larger and larger populations in southern parts of the United States, whereby it would become harder and harder to control them. And if malaria takes hold, it could eventually become an endemic disease in the U.S. This is one of the fears and concerns. And we're seeing increases in other vector-borne diseases. In Canada, we're seeing more Lyme disease as ticks that spread that Lyme disease are able to survive at more and more northern latitudes. So no reason for alarm. This is an extremely rare infection, and hopefully this is a one-off, but definitely keep your antenna up about malaria with this outbreak and going forward.